This is Russ. Yeah, we're back out on the road again. Yeah, we're still here in Washington Island, in Door County, Wisconsin. Yeah, there's like nobody on this island except for us, it seems like. That's not true. My wife says don't say that. That's not true. There are people here. There's people who live here. No, there's residents here, of course, and the season for Door County doesn't happen until Memorial Day weekend. So we're actually here a little early. So in a sense, I kind of feel like we have this place to ourselves, which we really like, by the way. I've been here in Door County when there's been a lot of people and you're driving down the road and it's just tons and tons of cars. And so being able to say that you're able to do things without other people getting in your way, that's an added bonus. So we're really enjoying ourselves out here at Door County, and thank you again to Magicycle for sponsoring this series of videos where we're able to ride together. Now, if it wasn't for their help, you would not be seeing Mrs. Wright at all. Okay, you only see her back, right? And we are quite a distance from her. You only see her back and we're quite a distance, but hey, it's better than nothing because she usually doesn't want to be on the camera at all. But she agreed to do it if Magicycle was going to give us a secondary bike to take with us. We're going up a hill right now, so I am throttling and pedaling. Yeah, because I'm heavier than she is, it takes me longer to get up the hills, takes up more battery. I'm down 1 bar, she's still got all 5. We both have 2 batteries. Now this was important for us, especially for, okay, it's not that important for her. It's important for me because without that second battery, I don't feel comfortable enough to go too far. Because if we run out of battery, I can't push this all the way back to our car. We're too far out. Oh, by the way, I took a look at the trip meter that she has on her bike. I think we were close to 7 miles that we had ridden on that last video. I zeroed out my trip meter at that point. So even just this short ride, we've already done 1.8 miles, 1.9 miles already in this short time. Yeah, we're moving at a pretty good clip. We're really moving along. So we're definitely putting in mileage. Now, when we were on the ferry, let me tell you this story. There was a couple there. We saw that they had brought on their e-bikes. Yeah, they had some Trek e-bikes. Now, Trek e-bikes are mid-drive bikes. And hello to them, first off, in case they do happen to see the video. I gave them a couple of RUSSISRIGHT business cards. So if they watch it, yeah, hello to you guys. So he was talking about his e-bike because I asked him a bunch of questions about it because I was curious, obviously. I've never ridden a Trek e-bike. And I think he mentioned that either he had some friends or a relative or somebody that either knows some people at Trek or works at Trek or I don't know, something like that. And so they decided to buy some Trek e-bikes. But these are mid-drive bikes that have no throttle on them. So you have to pedal. And I asked him what his range was, and he said on his bike, his wife was able to get at least 100 miles on one battery. So that's really good. And of course, she doesn't weigh as much as I do either. You know, you add the weight, you add the fact that I throttle a lot. You go up and down hills, whatever. Yeah, you're going to eat up battery. But she got 100 miles. I asked him what he did on his. He had his a little bit better Trek bike, which was about $4,000, I think he said, something like that. I think hers was like $3,000. He's never checked his mileage on it, so he doesn't really know, but he's guesstimating that it's probably similar, you know, or at least in that general range, near the 100 miles. That's really good. Yeah. Good job, guys. I applaud you for being able to do it. So, yeah, it could be done. Now, trespassers will be violated, it said. Okay, well, we don't want to be violated, so we're not going to go down that road. Little play on words there, right? Yeah, so this area here, they have a lot of signs that says private property, so they don't really want you to go on their property. But this is a public road, so they can't do anything on the public road, but they don't want you on their property, right? So they are riding right now too. I don't know if we'll run into them or not. Probably not. They had quite a head start before us, because we had to put our bikes together. You know, I said we left our bikes. We left our bikes in the car, and so we had to put the bikes together because it's all folded up, and got to put the batteries on and strap everything down. Then I got to set up my GoPro and all my other recording gear. Yeah, it takes me a long time. What time is it right now? So it's 11:57 right now, almost 12 noon. Now, Mrs. Wright has packed us a lunch, so if we get hungry, we do have something to eat. It's sitting in the front basket of her bike. So yeah, Magicycle provided us with the rear racks, provided us with the front baskets. And then she has a, oh, look at this, it's like old wagons or something. All right, we're back on the road again. That little lake thing was just a little dead end again. So we turned around, looked at the map first, see where we're at. So we're trying to head towards another area of the island. So she said we got to take a right on Main and a left on some other road. Now Mrs. Wright has a lot better directions than I do. She has a better sense of direction than me. I'm terrible on sense of direction, as you know, for those who have been with me for a long time. So I said, you go first. Besides, people want to see somebody in front of me. So we have her to look. Now you notice their helmet is blinking. That is the Ex-Nito helmet. And thank you to Ex-Nito for giving her a helmet as well as for giving me a helmet. So, but she's had her Ex-Nito helmet for a while now, okay? She did say that this Jaguarundi is a definitely different feeling bike than the Rad Mini Step Through 2. She's still trying to get used to it. So, but yeah, she moves pretty quickly, no doubt. Now, based on what we've ridden so far, I am now down to 3 bars out of 5. I think she's still on her 5th bar. Yeah, this is the difference between pedaling and not pedaling. And weight and no weight. All right. And she says she does look in the mirror, so she sees it. As long as she sees me, she just keeps moving. All right, back up to 4 bars. So I'm between 3 and 4. You know, if I'm pedaling, I'm at 4. If I'm throttling, I'm at 3 bars. So when I looked at the odometer on her bike, we were at 9.3 miles up to that point. Since we started this ride, we're about 3.7 miles right now. All right, I got to catch up to her, so the only way for me to do that is to throttle and pedal at the same time. Yeah, she goes way ahead of me. I'm telling you, she's got a lot more ability to ride than I do. She's got the stamina. I have no stamina. She's got leg power. I have no leg power. She's got less weight. I've got a lot of weight. And this is why I need that second battery. I think I need it more than she does. But let's put it this way. If I run out of a battery and I put on the second battery, if I run out of the second battery, she's probably going to still be on her first battery. And of course, I still have her second battery too. So, yeah, there's a total of 4 batteries between the two of us. Ones that we're using, and then, of course, the ones that are strapped to the back of our rear racks. Now, we're just using bungee cords to strap it. We have the batteries inside the fireproof bags that were supplied by Magicycle. And then we also have, we put some of the packing foam. I have what underneath my bag. She has it inside her bag with the battery on top of that packing foam. The packing foam I'm talking about is the foam that comes with your bikes when you buy your bikes. I mean, every bike company provides these really heavy-duty foams. Don't throw those things out, because you can save that and then use it for stuff like this. You know, just cut it and use it for extra padding. Yeah, so yeah, repurpose your stuff, right? Don't just throw everything out. And of course, I have a lot of these packing foam because we got a lot of different bikes from different companies. So yeah, I'm down to 3 bars essentially. So we're just looking around. We don't know what's around here, but you know, it's paved road that we're on, so it's really easy to ride. So if you're ever in this area, if you go to Wisconsin, you go to Door County, yeah, take that ferry ride to get to Washington Island, and then ride your bike. So anyway, I was talking. Did I talk about this video or was it the last video? A couple that we met that have some Trek e-bikes, right? And they're mid-drive bikes, and they were telling me how much mileage they were able to do. Well, they're pedaling the whole thing, and of course they can go up and down hills really well with the mid-drive as well. All right, we stopped for just a second here. We had to check the map, and then there was cars coming at the intersection anyway, so we just let them go by. So anyways, the couple was telling me about their bikes and how they really enjoy riding their e-bikes. Yeah, it was good to talk to them. Hopefully to watch some Russ's Right videos. So we are signaling, we are taking a left turn, and this should take us to the other part of the island. Now, where we're heading, you should be able to jump onto another ferry if you want and go to what they call Rock Island. Now, we're not going to do that. The couple told us that you cannot take a bike there and ride it, so it's a walking thing there. But we'll ride up to it at least. Yeah, this is really nice, you know, to be able to go out and enjoy the ride together. She's kind of all over the road. She'd be staying closer to this right side, but she's not doing that. There you go. I don't know if she looked in the rear view mirror. I kind of pointed to her we need to stay to the right of the road. Thing is, if you look around, you don't know if you're heading one way or the other. You got to really pay attention, make sure you're staying on the right side of the road. Like I said, she's still relatively new to riding, and that she doesn't have the amount of mileage that I do, but she's pretty confident on it. She did say that the ride was different than the Rad Mini. She says the Jaguarundi, she feels like she's higher up, so she likes to put her legs down when she's sitting on the seat. A lot of people do that, but by doing that on this bike, she doesn't get as good of an extension. Now, if I gave her better extension by raising the saddle, then she has to tippy toe when she stops on the bike. So it's apparently the geometry is different between the two bikes. I think she said she kind of likes the Rad Mini in the sense that she has the ability to put her feet down. That's okay, whatever, you know. You just have to kind of get used to it. But I will tell you this, that this bike is a lot faster than that Rad Mini. We can do a lot quicker with this bike, and it responds a lot better than the Rad Mini. I've ridden the Rad Mini, of course. My sister has 2 of them right now, and she has a Rad Expand 5. And between the Jaguarundi and the Rad Mini, I'd rather have the Jaguarundi, quite frankly. Yeah, it responds quicker, it moves faster. It's just a little easier to ride, in my opinion. And for a bigger guy like me, I fit better on this bike than I do on the Rad Mini as well. So for my sister, yeah, it's perfectly fine based on how fast she rides, and which is not really fast. The Rad Mini is perfectly fine. Plus, what's nice for her is they do have Rad Mini, the Rad Power Bike store, not too far from her. So she could always go there if she ever had an issue. So. No, overall, the Jaguarundis do a good job. I'm glad to have them. I think if I rode the Ocelot Pro here, we would have no option but to take the bike rack. And the weight of the Ocelot Pro, if we had two Ocelot Pros, for instance, it would probably max out the weight of that rack that was given to me by Magicycle. There's a maximum weight limit, of course. Now, if we had a Jaguarundi and a Ocelot Pro on that rear rack, the car rack, it'd probably be fine. I don't know if two Ocelot Pros would be safe to do. I'm not positive of it. But in general, I prefer to stick the vehicles inside the car if I can. And if we can't, then of course we use the car rack. There's something to be said about having the folding bikes. Now, as you know, I usually like riding my larger Magicycle Cruiser, or I'm riding something like the Deer. I prefer to do that, but you know, on a trip like this, no, I'd rather have the Jaguarundi. I'd rather have my bike in my car and away from people looking at it all the time. If I wanted to go somewhere like shopping or something while we're out here, I could just, you know, the bikes will be inside the car. I don't have to worry about them. Well, as much. People could always break in. But compared to it just being out on a rack on the outside. So what are the limitations of having a folding bike? Well, they're smaller. They are smaller than you know, the full-size bikes. I personally am more comfortable on the larger bike than the smaller bikes. Top speed on this does not do 28. I think it does around 25, 24, 25, something like that. That's plenty, quite frankly. I mean, I haven't seen where we really needed something larger than this for this trip. So yeah, this is perfectly fine. So are Jaguarundis worth buying? Yeah, I would say they are. What are they right now? What are they at now? Like $12.99 without the rear rack, $13.99 with the rear rack, something like that. Well, that's a pretty decent deal. With all these birds, all the birds on the right-hand side there. Now you may notice that there hasn't been a whole lot of cars. Well, not a lot of cars are coming over. I mean, even on the ferry, when we were on the ferry, I think I counted like 7 or 8 cars and 2 e-bikes and 2 motorcycles. Actually, the motorcycles were kind of cool. They were like trikes. Yeah, they were 2 Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Really nice bikes too. So that's what came over with us. They run that ferry every hour on the hour during the time period we're here. Their schedules do change as demand changes, but based on the fact that there's not that many people yet out here in Door County, that's plenty. So the last ride going back home would be 5 o'clock. I said to my wife, we got to make sure we're on at least the 4 o'clock one. I don't want to be on the last one, because if they max out, you know, they can't take you back. You're stuck here on the island, right? So I says we will not stay any longer than at least for the 4 o'clock pickup. Yeah, you just drive your car right onto the ferry. I've never done that before. It's kind of cool. Drive your car onto the ferry, get out, sit inside the enclosed area if you want, or you could stay in your car if you wanted to too. But considering how many of these flying gnat type things, I think they call them water bugs or something, or water flies, there's no way I wanted to really stay outside during that trip that much, because you know, they kind of irritate you. They're all over. I'm telling you, there's a lot of these things. Staying in the car, you probably want to open the window, but I wouldn't want those things all over the inside of my car. So yeah, we had to get out. We stayed in the enclosed area. All right, we're still going here. I don't know how far we have to go. There's a big bird flying around off to the left. Don't know what kind of bird it is, but it's huge. Now, if this was a regular bike, there's no way we would be able to do. I would not be able to do this. I know people do it. I would not be able to do it. So the e-bike really opens up a lot for me. And since, like I said, since we've gotten the e-bikes, my wife has taken an interest in the bikes and going out more with me. I mean, she knows this is kind of my thing, but she's definitely taken some interest now. When we first started this whole thing with the e-bike, she could care less. She didn't have any interest at all. But I think once she's been on her regular bike, because she tried riding her regular bike, she had a Trek bike, a hybrid bike. She tried riding with me on the e-bike, and I don't know, 3 miles, and she was done. Yeah, so she said, forget it. And then when we first got a bike for her, that Rad Mini Step Through 2, she started taking an interest. And of course, from that point on, we got a lot of bikes now. And now she has a couple bikes that I call hers, which is now a Jaguarundi, the Asla Pro, which of course I borrow. Well, actually they gave it to me, right? But I borrow it when I want to use it. And then there's another bike she had an interest in as well. That's a new one that just came in. We'll see how well she does on it. That's a full-size bike. We'll see how well she does on it. But that's kind of a commuter style bike. But she wants to try a larger bike. Now, the fact that she can't put her foot down on this bike, I wonder how she will do well on a full-size bike. I think as much as she would like to have it, I don't know whether she really would like it when she starts using it for a while. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, she did make one comment, which I'll put out there. She said, based on her size, she's 5'4". She's what I guess they would call petite sized. Okay, she's thin. She's not overweight. But based on her size and the like, she says the bike industry is missing 24-inch wheel bikes. She says, you got a 20-inch wheel bike, you've got a 26-inch wheel bike, some of them are 27-inch commuter-style bikes. She goes, why aren't there any 23, 24-inch bikes, wheels, that is, okay, not frame sizes. She says, why are there no 24-inch wheel size bikes for people our size? She says, there's a lot of people my size. That's true, actually. That is true. So she says, why isn't there any bikes for us? So, you know, Magicycle or some of the other companies watching, have you considered 24-inch wheel bikes for people their size? Anyways, we're stopped at this point. I'm going to call it a day. We'll continue on and we'll start another video. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time.